Hi, it's Lisa here. I wanted to share with you my 2014 spreads that I've done so far. I have all 4 weeks done, and what you're looking at here is just a quick overview of week number 1. Starting out with some details I'll show you. The intro card I've done here is just a random image I found on the internet and printed it up, and then added some glitter thickers and cut out Hello 2014 with my Cameo cutting machine. And then on things like pictures like this, I just add some words in Photoshop and then print it right on my picture. And this right here is just a little quote that I found on Pinterest, and I printed it out, but then I stamped with some gold ink on it here. I like to mix the different mediums like that, digital and actual, get my hands inky and that sort of thing. Here was something that was just quite personal, so I just stuck this little card in here to cover it up because it's just some journaling that I don't really want out there. And then this is just a picture I took off the TV on New Year's Eve. And here is just something I was doing. I was taking a class online for the day, and I just printed the picture and then stitched around it with some gold thread on my sewing machine, added some glitter tape and some buttons. That's the fun thing with Project Life. You can really just play with all these little cards and, you know, make them fancy and that, and just have fun with them. And here is a picture. I had to cover it up. It's poor Tony. I take pictures like the paparazzi here, and you know, I don't want to put his picture out there. But this is with Spencer. Spencer always gets on top of him to get his rub at nighttime. So Tony's just giving Spencer a rub, and that's just some word art that I put around it and printed directly on the picture. And actually, Spencer sits around my album, so not till I've got the camera on here I can see these different. That was some of his fur. That's what happens when you have a Persian cat. But anyway, we've got Spencer here. Close-up picture of him. I have to hand feed him, so that's what that's all about. And then I've started on again doing my 52 recipes, one new recipe a week. So I sort of set up a template here, recipe 1 of 52, and I'll go on and do the rest of the recipes. We'll see how far we get, but that was my first one, and I took a before and after shot of it, and then I'm doing a little rating down there at the bottom. So what I've done is I've taken my rubber stamps that I have that said rating, and I scanned it, and then I brought it in as a digital brush to use. That's what I like to do with rubber stamps, is scan the sheet that they give you, the carrier sheet with the black images, and you can have that and make a brush out of it in Photoshop. And then I just take pictures of the television screen of different programs that I'm watching. So I'm watching The Taste right now. And then here is a layout, just a small printed layout of what I did for something from September, just so I know when I do my layouts and what I'm working on for the week. And then that's just me and Spencer working at the computer. Tony happened to come upstairs and took a picture of us. And then that's just a picture as I was getting in my car at Fashion Island, one of my favorite spots. So that's just week 1. And then here's week 2. Again, I've done some stitching with metallic threads. This is a silver thread. I just love doing that sort of thing. My sewing machine's getting a little old, so the stitches are a little crooked and that on it, but I used to be a sewer, so that thing is over 30 years old. And this is just some pictures, really. This was at Disneyland, so these are how we started the week. It was a Monday, and we went to Disneyland. And that's just me with my family. And then this one here, this is so cute. My little niece Grace, I put that the journaling there, you can see. But when we go into the restroom and we take turns and I want to make sure I know where she's at, I say, Grace, you put your foot through, let me see your feet. And so she stuck her foot through. And of course I had my camera in my hand and I took a picture of her when she's on the outside of the stall waiting for me. Anyway, and then here was one of my favorite rides when we were there. It's the first time I went on the Radiator Springs Racers car. So that's me in the front there. See, I've got the arrow pointing. And Caleb is beside me in the middle. So that was lots of fun. That was a ton of fun. I went on that one twice. So that's really why that page is all about that. And then just some stuff here. More things. Cars Land. There was Christmas time. It was really good. Then week 3. Just use some chipboard letter, raw chipboard. Put something on here about the temperature. We've really been getting warm weather lately while the rest of the country's really been cold. So it's like the middle of summer here. And then I like to put here what books I'm reading. And then it's just a picture from our farmer's market. And this was a memorial we went to for a friend. Tony's good friend, his brother passed away, so he had a really nice dinner in San Diego at this Valley High restaurant. And so this is just a couple pictures from there and the view from the restaurant across to San Diego. And then here is just something I put, where there is hope, there is happy. I just made a little card here, and then I have some personal journaling, so I sort of blocked that out with some Post-it notes. And then here I did another one of those recipes cards, recipe 2, and I've got recipe 2 and 3. And then this is just a website that I created for our company. And then down here, it's just Tony and I at Maggiano's for dinner. And that was pretty much it for week 3. And then we'll go the last week here, week 4. These are some fun new cards that I cut out from Heidi Swap. She's got some new papers at Michael's, and the letters are glued on. They're just plastic letters. I just use my glue pen, the real fine tip pen, and glue it on, and you can see that you can't even tell that there's any kind of adhesive on there. Works really well. Anyway, Heidi's new papers at Michael's are really nice, and she's got these 4x6 cards, so this is just one of them cut up from the paper. And then over here is just some few pictures I put together in a little collage of us at In-N-Out Burger. And then here's some things I've been doing a lot lately, just doing the from where I stand type photos, where you take a picture looking down at your feet of where you are. And I had seen Amy Tan do one of these, and I really liked it, how she put the city where she was at and the date and the weather. So I have to say I scrap lifted her on that. And I was just standing at my dentist's office here, and actually that's where I took a picture. Here's my dental hygienist, and this is a picture of the computer screen behind her, and it was my x-rays up on the screen. So I just said, here, I have to take a picture of this. It's so crazy. They must think those of us who do this sort of scrapbooking stuff are a little bit nuts with all the pictures we take, but I had to take a picture of that. And then I took a picture of her, and she was just putting the folder up to her face because she's just a little shy. Anyway, then this is just a picture of a Krispy Kreme donut. I don't eat a lot of sweets, but Tony sometimes he'll bring me home one of these every once in a while. And so I just put a little word art on there. It just says, just what I needed, sweet treat. And then this is just, we were looking at some model homes here, and I just did a little brush stamp thing. Again, this was just an image that I had scanned and then turned it into a brush and said, this is the good life. But this is just a theater room in a house we were looking at. And then these are some really cool pasta bowls that I got that were glass, and they were only $2 each, so I couldn't pass it up, even though the last thing I needed were more dishes for the cupboard. And so what I do here is I just journaled around it in a white pen. So those white Signo pens are really good for that sort of thing. And then lastly, we finished off the week here celebrating Caleb's birthday. And that's where I put the word art on there, just in Photoshop, birthday boy, 8 years old. And this was just on Sunday. So what's really cool about this picture for me is that I took that standing at the opposite end of Main Street looking down with my little digital camera, and I just zoomed in, and so it was things I couldn't even see with my naked eye. It was way far away, and I was really shocked to see how well that camera got pictures of people and faces that were clear enough. So anyway, that was neat. And then there's the whole gang. There we are, just getting ready to go around. And then we took a picture here. This is Cars Land again at nighttime going into Radiator Springs. And I just found that logo, Radiator Springs, online and brought it into Photoshop and laid it over my picture. And then here what I did is, these are some more things that I'm watching, but I'm watching the Carrie Diaries, catching up on those. And then I'm watching Under the Gun and American Idol. So what I did is I cut this off of one of the other page protectors, and then I just glued it down here, and so that I got a little flap. And that's it. So that's where I'm at right now with my week 4, and I'm pretty pleased that I'm all caught up, and I'm going to keep going through and trying to get the whole year done. So thanks for stopping by today.